This is Trace. Near-future crime work doesn't rely on witness testimony. It relies on scent. We run a system called Sense 3.5D, short for Scent-Encoded Neurological Scene Emulator. It doesn't just smell a room. It recreates what happened. Sweat, breath, blood, adrenaline. If it lingers, we can track it. Think of it like forensic time travel, backward, forward, or even sideways into motive. My name's Jordan. Julio's my partner. He's also my brother-in-law. We don't solve crimes so much as unpeel them, layer by layer. In our line of work, nothing stays hidden, not secrets, not lies, not even memory. But lately, people are starting to fight back. They're masking their sense, spoofing their data, paying top dollar to rewrite reality before we can read it. And that orange mist we keep finding? The system says it's noise. I don't think it's noise. Welcome to Trace. 5 high, that's what they call it. Not 3. 5 stacked trailers zigzag like a drunk's game of Jenga. Technically legal. Spiritually, less so. Some zones cap it at 3. Others don't even check. Out here, you can go 11 high if the bribe clears and the welds don't scream in the wind. The camera pans upward, siding warped and sun-faded, edges curling like old skin. Tarps flap overhead, shredded into ribbons that twitch in the heat like dying birds. A solar panel, half shattered, swings dangerously from a bent bracket on the 3rd level, catching the light like a busted mirror. Below it, a hand-painted sign leans crooked on a splintered post. The View House, by application only. The air bites with rot and static. Chain grease, scorched plastic, burned wire insulation, and whatever passed for dinner last night. Every breath stings like something still cooking, even though it isn't. The community spaces, if you want to call them that, are little more than fake series green and blue screens, looping footage on a cracked tablet nailed to the wall. There's one shared VR port, 2 hologram rooms that haven't worked since the flood. Nobody bothers to unplug them. Yellow tape flaps in the wind, already sun-faded and untaped at one corner. Julio and I step beneath it in sync. Same boots, same fatigue. The kind of rhythm you only get from blood. Or too many hours on the clock together. A uniformed officer leans against a scorched support pillar, posture stiff but eyelids heavy. He gives us one nod, just one, and hands over the early call notes without a word. Above us, a tarp slaps the railings. Bright blue once, now dulled to dust. It's already bloodstained. Someone clipped it back into place in a hurry. Didn't even try to hide the smear. Julio watches it flap, jaw tight, expression unreadable. Then, under his breath, "We're not the first ones here, but we might be the first to actually listen." I don't respond. Just give the faintest nod and reach into my coat. The black disc I pull out hums in my hand. I press it against the wall, flat and firm. Smell print recorder active. A low chime sounds as it wakes, and the scanner kicks in, pulsing steady like a lazy heartbeat. Faint overlays shimmer into view, heatless color spilling into the scene like steam trails under UV. The overlay lights up. Vanilla extract. Cheap fitness drink. Metal dust and adrenaline. Lot of adrenaline. Scene 2, the 911 call. The room's hotter than it should have been. 2nd floor, corner unit. Insulation's a joke. AC overworked or long dead. Everything's thick with scent, crispy synthetic peppermint, dollar store body spray, and something sour underneath. The kind of mix that clings to a place like regret. Trace has the 911 call on loop. Open quote, "Ma'am, is he conscious?" Close quote. A woman's voice, sharp but tired. Open quote. "Some man is in my house covered in blood saying someone been stabbed and now that guy is arguing with my husband." Close quote. A beat. Then static. Jagged and too short to be dismissed. We freeze the waveform. Timestamp jump. Not obvious, but since flagged it. A pocket skip, too clean for live transmission. Open quote, "Ma'am, did you say your husband?" Close quote. Woman, yes. No, I don't know. Please just send someone. Close quote. We pinch to zoom on the metadata. Latency, mic drift, background bleed. She hit the emergency dial 12 minutes after the collapse. 12. Not fear in her voice. That's irritation. Like he messed up the timing. Julio makes a sound behind me, half grunt, half hmm. We're the 3rd team on scene. The robot unit's already swept. Precinct scrapers got the basics. What's left is ours. Old school detective hour. Our power-walking buddy flagged us down near the stairwell. Neon jumpsuit. Earbuds still chirping cadence cues. Smelled faintly of strawberry electrolyte mist and passive engagement. Last time I saw them? she said, bouncing slightly in place like she was still counting steps. The guy who's dead now, he was yelling at her, mad she wasn't making content with him, like collabing or something. She paused, looked vaguely embarrassed for them, but she wouldn't even look at him. Was weird. Then her husband showed up, so I figured it was handled. She gave us a nod and kept walking, pace barely dipping. Julio leaned in as she disappeared around the corner. "We should have started streaming this 2 hours ago," he muttered. I ignored him. The overlay flickered again, scent trails catching in the air like confetti from a party no one remembered attending. Synthetic lemon, stress sweat, burnt protein bar. Every story had loops. Every performance had edits. And somewhere under all of it, someone was bleeding before they ever crossed the threshold. Scene 3. Confessions and versions. Jessica claimed she knew nothing. We found her again downstairs, this time in the hallway between the shared laundry hub and a vending machine labeled Sips Plus. Half the drinks glitched out on the touchscreen. All of them warm, all of them sugar. She didn't say much, just kept wiping her forehead with the inside of her sleeve. It smelled like artificial lemon and undercooked anxiety. "I was in my room," she said. "I didn't hear anything until he knocked. I don't even know him. I swear." That was her story. She gym rat, probably Brandon, maybe not, gave his version in the open stairwell. The blood hadn't been fully scrubbed from the railing. He leaned against it anyway. Still riding the spike, adrenaline, guilt, ego something. Tank top clinging to him like it didn't want to be there. Shoes off, veins showing up like character witnesses. "He jumped me," he said, voice steady. "I came home and he was yelling at my wife, so I told him to back off. Then he came at me with a knife. I grabbed it. We fell. Self-defense. Practically a lucky accident. No flinch, no extra details, no cracks in the delivery." He didn't not believe it. Then we met Steve. He was the victim's friend. Still shaky. Still sipping one of those flavorless electrolyte packets that taste like printer paper and betrayal. His version? Completely different flavor. "Look. Gym dude killed him over Jessica," he said. "My guy? He was bragging about her. Thought she was gonna leave. Called her an influencer upgrade package," his words. "Thought she was finally done with the protein kingdom." He paused, licking the inside of his teeth like the sentence had left a weird aftertaste. "But Brandon? He wasn't having it. I was coming out of the bathroom, saw it happen." Steve's eyes flicked upward. Voice steadier now, like saying it made it more true. "Killed him with his own knife, just snapped. That Food Channel knife he opens every review with. Let's carve the truth, or whatever the bit is." He admitted he panicked, said he moved the knife, said he was scared and ran for help. "I put it in the fire extinguisher case in the hallway," he mumbled. "Didn't want to touch it. Used a towel. But yeah, it's in there." Then he added, almost like it slipped out, "She was the only one I knew for sure was home then." He started arguing with me, so I split. Julio made a face like he just tasted expired truth. We logged it. Scene 4, under the surface. Back at the scene, we found the fire extinguisher case. The knife was there, wiped, but not well. Handle still faintly warm, not body heat. Friction, like it bounced off drywall before settling with a soft clang. Julio bagged it without a word. As we zipped up the case, the babysitter waved us down. Mid-20s. Pink hoodie, glitter mascara, the kind of person who says anyway before every sentence and means none of them. "Hey, just saying, the content they make, it's not like toddler stuff," she said. "It's furry, like real furry." She leaned in slightly. "And Brandon? He doesn't like that at all. He thinks Jessica quit that scene." Julio didn't react. I just nodded once. It tracked. And that's when one of the precinct's remote officers crackled through our comms. Open quote, "Hey, just so you know, self-defense is confirmed on this one. Smell print devices tagged intent and sequence. No need for the old-school detective work, guys. We're good." We brought Jessica into the station that night. She was tired, defensive, too composed, the kind of posture people practice when they know they're being watched. By the law, by a lens, by their own brand. The questioning room hummed with recycled air and soft passive scent monitoring. It was dim. Still, neutral walls, neutral chairs, the kind of space that doesn't want to be remembered. She cracked after 32 minutes. Admitted she had been cheating. Admitted she was seeing the victim. It was just emotional. At first, she said, voice cracking in that almost practiced way. But then I got caught between everything, the house, the streams, the kids, the algorithm. I just wanted to feel something that wasn't monetized. Her hands trembled after she said it. Not because of guilt, because saying it out loud made it real. Scene 6, Good Cop and Cop. We brought Brandon in next. Julio took the lead. Calm, measured, that cousin everyone underestimates at family dinners, but somehow always has the last word. I leaned against the wall, quiet. Let the overlay flicker behind me, casting pulsing scent residue across the floor and back wall like lazy auroras. We twisted the knife, figuratively this time, not the one in evidence processing, painted the whole scene as jealousy, control, premeditation, fed him the story like he wanted it. Julio dropped his voice low. You're not protecting anyone if this drags out. Your kids don't need a hero. They need it to be over. He paused, let it breathe, then added, How many followers you think you all have between the four of you? You think we're the ones asking hard questions? And sure enough, Brandon cracked. He started pacing, rambling. I thought she was slipping back into her old life. Accounts don't just get that kind of boost for nothing. And when I saw that man, in tears, being pulled away from my wife, he stopped and looked up at us. Look at me. You think I've got any fat on this body? I only went to talk. He slowed down, like it was replaying in his head whether he wanted it to or not. He said, Come in. Had a video of them on the tablet, just sitting there. Only we could see it. Told him to leave my family alone. Then his voice thinned. Then he grabbed the knife. I took it. I stabbed him once. He mimed the throw, threw the knife against the wall, and he just dropped. He signed the confession. Involuntary manslaughter, 10 to 15 years. No trial, no press, no stream. Everyone wants this case to vanish from the feed. We filed the last of the reports, closed the loop, shut down the overlay. As we walked out, one of the precinct's newer techs passed us in the hall. Young, smug, already convinced the case was solved hours ago by their scent emulation summary. Didn't even look up when he said, Self-defense flagged right away. Saves us all a lot of time. Julio didn't break stride. Didn't say anything until we hit the elevator. Then he leaned against the railing, smirked just a little. 3 teams, 2 digital clears, 1 confession. The elevator door started to close. Julio called out without turning his head. Actually, we got a confession. Manslaughter, 10 years minimum. The doors sealed with a soft hiss. I didn't smile, didn't need to. We just rode the elevator down, layer by layer, like always. First rule of scent, don't be biased. It won't, not for us, because scent still logged something that doesn't belong. Later that night, Sarah asked if we found what we were looking for. I didn't answer. She was in the studio, kneeling at her workstation, hands dusted with edible pigment, shaping something colorful and unnecessarily cheerful. Small molds, vibrant fondant, custom glazes, everything she touched looked like it was made to sell joy in bite-sized form. I walked past, glanced down at the words she was forming. Like and subscribe, I read aloud. I stopped, took a second look. Oh no, not you two. You're not trying to grow a channel, are you? She smirked, still focused, didn't look up. Nope. Someone paid me to make it. I exhaled through my nose, half laugh, half spent. Still counts, I said. She didn't argue. Didn't need to. Just kept shaping letters out of glaze and quiet.